Yeah.
You know, so they need the two jobs
Yeah.
to survive. But sometimes being hungry is, I just want to go out there and make as much money as I want.
Yeah, that's
So
for the
they're
people
two
who
different
already
things.
have. You notice
No,
the
that's
people who
not
already
true.
have a lot, they want to make even more. But what I mean here is that if you're talking about something more natural, I mean, if the cost of living is high, then you need to do more.
The wages
you
need to go.
be
The wages need
Look,
to go
if you're
up.
hungry right now,
Yeah.
I mean, naturally hungry,
Yeah.
you will eat, right?
Yeah, of course.
See,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. So is that what you're talking about today?
Yeah, you know,
Adrian?
and anecdotally, for example, when I was headhunting, I used to call candidates up and I used to tell them, hey, there's a great job for you. This is a fantastic opening. The company likes your profile, wants to have a word with you. First question the candidate will ask is, where's the office?
Okay.
It's in Jurong. I don't want, it's too far.
Okay.
Then the big question is, is that being not hungry enough, or is that being too choosy and
Not
what's the
hungry enough.
correlation?
Yeah, but maybe that person is picky, so maybe that distance, to and fro, he's done his calculation,
Yeah.
and maybe he's opted to go with another job instead, right?
Yeah,
We don't know.
Maybe
right?
he's staying in Tampines, right, all the way across the island. But I've seen cases where individuals, you tell them that the office is in town, it's in Raffles Place, and they ask which building.
Okay.
And you say, it's the one along Robinson Road. Oh, you mean it's not covered by MRT, not covered walkway?
Oh my gosh, it's in the CBD already.
Yeah, no. So I mean, sometimes we can get a bit choosy, and I think it's nice, and we're very blessed and fortunate to be choosy.
That means they're not hungry enough.
Yeah. But
Right?
then again, if there's food lying around, do you need to be that hungry because there's so many
Yeah.
jobs around, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's changed.
Unless they are on the lookout on their own as well. You know what I mean? I mean, you pick and choose what you do as well. right?
Yeah, for sure.
So
yeah.
it doesn't mean you're not hungry.
No, it doesn't.
You know what I mean?
It
You've got
doesn't.
something else you're going to.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue this conversation on The Big Show TV. Dua Lipa is next. This is Training Season on Kiss 92.
So basically, the article that you were talking about is that Singaporeans lack hunger, can't compete because they want more work-life balance.
Okay.
And I'm wondering whether or not it's
Sustainable.
Sustainable. And whether we've moved into, I mean, especially post-COVID, when everyone started to realize that there's more to life than just working hard and earning money. There's your family, there's your health, there's lots of other things that you can do. So I suspect post-COVID, a lot of people have shifted their focus to work-life balance. And
Right.
especially now when you can work from home.
Yeah.
It's like, why do I need to work so hard?
Yeah.
Has that kicked in already?
It hasn't kicked in, but a lot of people are still on 2 weeks
Okay.
work from home
Okay.
policy. Even the government, government workers nowadays, I think they have 2 or 3 days work from home. So as enshrined in their contract.
So do you think this thing about not being hungry enough is a motivational issue, or, I mean, what is it?
I'm still wondering out loud, because, okay, I'm going to sound like an old boomer here, okay? But remember the term rat race? Mm-hmm. We don't hear the word rat race much anymore nowadays. That's
Yeah.
an old word. But when we were growing up, when we graduated, we needed to get out of the house and start working hard, saving up money, start our life. Today, I suspect that because the parents in general are pretty well off,
Okay.
and we don't really need. For example, like my kids, I spoil my kids silly, and I tell them, when you graduate, you don't have to rush out to go and get married, get a house, and whatever it is, because houses are so expensive nowadays.
Yeah.
Flats, right?
Yeah.
So just take it easy, focus on your emotional well-being, your health, and everything else, and then. So I think that might take a bit of the edge off them.
So when you say take it easy to your kids, does it mean, sure, live under my roof for a little bit more
Don't
until
have
you
to
find
work.
time? And how long are you going to give them?
Well, I told them I'll be charging them rent nonetheless.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. You
Yeah.
should, absolutely.
But they don't have to. I just find that during in the 90s when the markets were better, I think in those days, in a way that there's if you worked hard, you got paid a lot more. I mean, there were opportunities that, not saying there aren't opportunities now, but I'm just thinking that it's a tougher market today actually, with competition and everything. So are people working harder or not? I'm very curious what our listeners are.
I think you're
Yeah.
right. I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think many parents are spoiling their kids these days. I mean, when I was growing up, I was always made to feel, afraid. like, look, if you don't plan, if you don't go and work right now, if you don't make money, you're going to suffer next time. You won't be able to get a wife. You know, your life is going to be difficult. My mom always saw Singapore
scare
as
tactic,
a progressive nation, and it was going to get more and more expensive.
And it did.
And so no matter what, right, I was constantly thinking about making some money for myself, be it giving tuition or taking up a part-time position somewhere else. There's one time I was doing like 2 or 3 things, you know, just to make more money. And of course, I had a girlfriend as well, you know. So
who you had to pay for as well for certain things. No, but I think that's a good upbringing, because if parents these days, which are you and I and anyone who's listening in, bring our children up by spoiling them and saying, oh, no hurry to get a job, no hurry to buy a flat, whatever it is, what's going to happen to their generation when we're gone? Where is that hunger, and how is that hunger going to translate to their children? You know, they're not going to be able to survive on their own if we continue to sort of coddle them.
And then I've heard stories before of young fresh graduates of 1, 2, 3 years into the work, and they say that I don't have to worry about getting a flat because my parents are just going to help me pay the deposit.
Exactly.
The down
Exactly.
payment.
Yeah.
So during our time, we didn't have the kind of luxury.
No handouts, man.
Because our parents weren't as well off then. As we are today with our kids. So I think that is taking a bit of the edge, the pressure off them. So which is not a bad thing altogether.
It's not a bad thing, but I feel they still need to know the value of money. You know what I mean? Because it's becoming a lot less now, especially with digital wallets. You know, that cash is that cold hard cash. So they don't see the, you know, the piggy banks and all that. I know it's a different world, obviously, because we grew up in that world and it's completely different now. But, I mean, how are the children going to manage their money?
And let's not forget, if you don't hold a full-time job, and that was another lesson, right, from my mom, get a full-time job, right? Because then your MediSave will start to build up, your CPF will start to build up, and when you grow older, you don't have to worry quite as much when you have your kids. And, well, thank goodness I have no kids, so that's even better. That's even better. You know what I mean? But it was that planning, because when you reach a certain age, you don't want to feel like you need to work extra hard. You want to be comfortable enough, but continue to work.
Choice.
Exactly.
Nick has come on our WhatsApp and said, recently I've had a change of my hunger. I used to want to chase to earn more and buy the bigger car / nicer watch. Then I realized that these don't necessarily bring me more satisfaction. Also, I've paid off my HDB. The natural upgrade would be a condo or a landed home. But with the gap being too big, I don't really feel that these are possible, and also I don't want to go into debt. Overall, for me, the chase and hunger for things outside of the necessity has shifted me.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's got a family and all that, I'm sure. Right?
Well, it doesn't say, but I'm sure. Yeah. Well, he's got a flat, so yes, most likely he's got a family as well.
I like that, actually. And the hunger shifts away from I'm chasing money, I'm chasing job titles, to now I'll chase the better things in life.
I think that comes with age, though. Age and experience.
And I think if you have really achieved that, I think you can. But if you're younger, you have
you should have that hunger for the car,
drive.
for the maybe not so much the car, the home.
The home.
Get yourself a roof over your head.
And get ahead. Because it's a tough world out there, actually, I think. So you really have to drive really, really hard.
I fear for the future. I really do. I don't know. No, really, I do, because I don't know how they're going to manage their finances. I don't know how they're going to go around saying, oh, that place is too far for me to take this job. I'll just wait for another one that's closer with an MRT. You know, it's those jobs are going to run out. So it's a scary thought.
Okay, let's go for a traffic update first, then come back.
Kiss 92 traffic.
All right, that's one situation on the TPE towards the PIE after the Pasir Ris Drive 8 exit. Look out for a broken down vehicle. Also, we had someone text in. There is an accident in the CTE tunnel, the worst place for something to happen. This is towards the AYE after the Outram Road exit. So if you got to go into the CBD, please find an alternative route. The CTE tunnel should be a little bit jammed up with that accident. If you have any updates at all, please WhatsApp us 88550920.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is the CEO and founder at Career Agility International, Adrian Choo. Good morning, Adrian. And what a very interesting topic you've brought up today.
Yeah, are Singaporeans hungry? And I think I would love to hear what our listeners out there feel about it. If you're out there and if you're a manager and you're hiring younger folks, are these younger folks hungry? And or even among your peers, do you find that they have gotten hungrier or have they gotten less hungry over the past 5, even 10 years?
Yeah, I think for someone who is less hungry, he or she better have a substantial amount of cash in the account. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Only then can you be less hungry. Because if you don't, then you're in trouble.
You got to work for it. Mark De Silva has come on our Facebook page and he says, interestingly, they were having this conversation a few weeks ago.
wow.
And his friends were saying that they want their kids to live with them even after getting married. No rush to get their own place. And he said, no. My kid decides he is ready to be married, means he thinks he is ready to own his own place, make his own money, make his own life with his bride, which is the correct way to have that mindset, I think. Good morning to everyone watching us on Facebook. Wan Alun has also said, we used to complain that schools should also teach taxes and how economics work as basic knowledge. They probably need to consider teaching the young how to pay in cash and also learn how to receive change. These are life skills. I mean, the digital world is here to stay.
Yeah.
Cash, I feel, is on the way out.
Yeah.
But knowing how much that money is valued at is important.
But how difficult is that? I mean, when we were growing up, look, my parents aren't like majorly educated, but money is money, right? You give you this amount of money, don't spend it all.
Correct, but that's physical.
Exactly.
It's physical. It's very different from tapping your card and tapping your watch and all that at school or on the bus and all. You don't actually know how much you're paying.
Yeah, but it's up to the parents to teach them the value still. As long as they know the value of money, whatever figure they see, that is equivalent to how we were taught when we were holding on to cash. I don't think it makes much of a difference.
No, but that's the problem. But parents nowadays are not teaching the value of money. They're saying, no, it's okay. You don't have to rush. Stay at home for as long as you want. Like Adrian, I mean, you're going to make your kids pay rent, which is fair. But, some other ones, no, stay as long as you want. You don't have to buy a flat. So they don't have that hunger in them either to save or to spend it correctly.
I know this individual. She's retired banker. Okay, loaded, and she has 3 kids. They are all in their late teens now, and she's really bought 1 condo for each.
Oh wow!
And these 3 kids, when I talk to them, they are totally absent drive.
No drive at all.
Yeah, no drive at all. They're like, no, okay, fine. Maybe I'll do my degree in something, and then after that, no, maybe I'll just tour the world, and then maybe I'll just, which is nice. And I'm
think about how easy that is, man.
And I'm speaking out of envy, but that's
but you see, at the end of the day, it's just a house, right? It's fully paid for. Yeah. They'll take it for granted.
Exactly.
They'll be living in this $2 million condo, but be totally cashless, as in like, be poor
and totally ignore. Don't worry, mommy and daddy will be around to foot the bill and like, oh mom, I need to do this. They'll do that because if their parents can buy them a flat, what else will they give them?
And very soon they'll be thinking, oh, okay, maybe I should sell this apartment,
exactly,
and get an HDB flat instead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, okay. If you have any thoughts at all, please WhatsApp us 88550920, or if you're watching us on Facebook, just drop us a message in the comment section.
And then they'll spend all their money and be penniless.
Penniless, absolutely.
And who's going to bail them out again? Mommy and
Mom
Daddy.
and Dad.
Some kids have all the luck. It's 8:14.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought to you by Putian. Fresh, crisp, and
Up next at 10, Charmaine Poir.
Okay, we're back.
Okay, Petros has come on and said, I'm now at a semi-retired age. I'm still hungry to stay employed. With the current cost of living, I may have problems retiring.
Yeah.
Because
I
you
feel
gotta continue working.
I feel that way too. It's crazy, and I get a lot of that. But a lot of people also want to continue working because they want to keep their minds engaged. Because
Yes.
I can imagine it's
That's
like when
FD.
you're
Keep
doing-
busy.
Yeah, like FD, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yu Ching has come on our Facebook page with a comment, not a comment, a quote. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
that's,
wow.
That's good, man.
That's a good
deep.
one.
That's deep.
That's a good one.
That's
Yeah. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah,
Very
And-
good.
And I do agree. I mean, a lot of times your situation around you makes you tougher, and you do a lot better in life. The other thing that
He's taking
Go
a.
ahead.
oh, that's a
Keep
nice
on
quote.
talking.
That's a nice quote. The other thing I'm also wondering about is, in the article itself, it says that individuals they're not hungry for money and job titles and everything, but they're hungry for work-life balance. And the question is that good or bad? And I personally think work-life balance is important.
Yeah, it's very important,
Yeah.
I feel. Extremely important.
Yeah.
But that
Bench-
doesn't mean, you should be less hungry. You
You
know what I
could
mean?
be
Yeah.
hungry and have a good work-life balance after all. It's just
Yeah.
balance, right?
Benjamin says, I prefer to employ youth at risk because they are hungry people who need the opportunity.
That's true.
I like that. Because not a lot of people give them the chance.
Yeah.
So that's a great
And I
thing.
think what's also very important is knowing, what you like to do to create that work-life balance. Some people have no hobbies. They don't have anything that they like. They don't like traveling. They don't like sport.
Stop
they don't
talking
like
about FD.
No, yeah. So all they do is work.
Yeah.
You
And
know what I
for
mean?
what,
And I
though?
think that's not ideal.
No.
Right? No, but speaking of FD, he loves traveling. So,
Yeah, he does, yeah.
So that's I think if he's not working or anything like that,
He'd be going
he
around the
travels.
world, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but there's some people who have no interest to do anything whatsoever, and these are the people who I think find it very hard to achieve that work-life balance.
Because there's no life, it's just
Because
work.
exactly,
Yeah.
and I know quite a number of people like that, quite frankly, and I'm sure you guys
Yeah,
know
yeah.
these people as well. But if you do look and you come across something, that you really like for example, I like golf, right? And now I like to travel and
To
play
play golf, yeah.
So it's like killing two birds with one
Yes,
stone, You
yeah.
can go like anywhere around the world and play a
You
round
play
of
golf,
golf,
yeah.
and I like that. It makes me want to travel a little
More
bit
because
more.
you weren't so much
No.
of a traveler before, but
Was
now
not.
you've got it's given you that opportunity.
Yeah.
I feel like some of the people that you may be talking about, the ones that continue working till they're a lot older and they can be retired and don't have hobbies, could also be people that are very bad with managing their finance. They work, they spend, they work, they spend,
Yeah,
they have no
yeah.
savings to retire.
Yeah.
Or travel or get a hobby. So whatever they get that month, they spend it all.
Yeah.
So there's no cushion. So I feel financial planning also is in play a lot with how to be comfortable and the hunger level.
And sometimes it's not even your fault that things like that happen. So I
Cost
know
of
this
living.
guy. I know this guy, okay, who had pretty good savings, and he decided at age 65 to invest in a business with his friend.
Uh-oh.
With his friend, and the friend ran away with all the money. So he had to start from scratch again.
Never go into business with friends. Never.
Wow.
Yeah, and he had to go all the way. He lost almost everything. Okay,
that's
so
painful.
he had to start all over again, and he was single with no kids. So that's on the one hand, no responsibilities,
thing,
but
yeah.
but on the other hand, there's no one there to support him either. So he was him against the world.
Yeah, okay. Let me have a look at WhatsApp and see who's here. Eddie is here. Good morning, Eddie. Morning, Big Show and Adrian. To address today's topic, I just want to share that I am always hungry. However, ever since the birth of my 2 children, that hunger to earn more and climb the corporate ladder at work fast has started to shift. Not because I don't want to, but if I were to accelerate my hunger at work, I might neglect the most important thing in my life, which is family. Megan has come on and also said, I think that there's a difference between desperation and hunger. For Singaporeans to want more for themselves beyond the rat race and not just accept work conditions as is shows development in our nation and isn't something backwards, in my opinion. Edwin, good morning. Some people are hungry, but they're not desperate. If they're desperate, they would accept any location.
Yeah.
Just like a person is hungry for more money and promotions, but he's not desperate for them, such that he would ignore his own principles or moral principles. Wow, thanks so much for all those messages. Remember, you can message us here on Facebook as well.
Desperate.
Desperation
They
versus
are,
hunger.
which I think there are quite a number of desperate people.
Yeah. The desperate
Adrian?
people would
Yeah.
accept those jobs anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the other question is this: are we okay? I believe we are hungry. Singaporeans are hungry by default. We are hungry. But are we hungrier than the non-Singaporeans? For instance, if you like recently, I spoke to someone who hired a whole group of programmers in Vietnam. And he said that those guys over in Ho Chi Minh City are hungry. They're young and they're hungry. They'll work till like about 12 without even being asked. No, they'll deliver and they're cheaper.
And I think they're hungry, they're motivated, and they're passionate about what they do.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these IT people, they're very good at what
they
they
love
do,
what they do.
right?
Yeah.
And they love sitting in front of the computer and they love doing that. But then a lot of people are also stuck in like dead end jobs where they hate doing what they do. They hate the admin work or whatever it is.
So my question is, are we may be hungry, are we less hungry than the people around us? And those are the guys who would be stealing our lunch because they're hungrier.
Right.
Yeah,
And
for
they
sure.
don't even need to come to Singapore to steal the lunch.
I mean, there's so many foreign workers that are here that do the jobs Singaporeans don't want to do. There are jobs out there, but it's, like a lot of locals would rather not do job XYZ.
Yeah, which is fine, I think, right?
No, it's fine as well, but then don't complain about it, that there are no jobs, because there are jobs.
Yeah.
There are jobs.
I think Singaporeans need to be careful. As much as I say, I feel like Singaporeans are hungry. Maybe early on, what I was referring to was there's some desperate Singaporeans, right? I mean, because of the need, because of the cost of rising
Survival,
cost of living here and all that. But I think Singaporeans in general, need to be very careful, because I think in terms of attitude, right? I don't think we have the best attitude.
No, not at all.
What do you think, Adrian?
I think we've been spoiled. I think we've been spoiled. And I think it's a result of us being too
Complacent.
complacent. And being complacent as a result of being too lucky and too blessed with too many good things. We don't even know. I was talking to my daughter the other day, and I was telling her that my dad told me a story. Okay, my dad, he lived through the Japanese occupation. And my dad told me how he was so hungry once. He was queuing up for food, and he saw some swill there was by the stall, and he actually asked the guy, "Can I have that?" Because they was doing the Japanese. They were all starving. There was nothing at all. And I was telling my daughter that, and I said that I've never actually felt hunger before, physical hunger to that point of starvation. And how blessed we all are. How lucky we are. So from that generation who has seen all the hardships and everything, that's why they are extra hungry. And I suspect that
It's
just
diluting.
diluting, right?
I mean, I get parents wanting to give their kids everything,
Yeah.
and I get parents like, say, your dad never wants to see you kids being hungry, and you for the same for your children as well. But there's a difference between spoiling and teaching them how to survive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They still need those survival skills, which I feel that they don't have.
But they're just being lucky in being born in this place, in this time, where they don't really have to survive.
Yeah, but they're all their own set of problems as well,
Yeah,
right? That they have to deal with mental health and all that.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, everyone's going through a mental health issue. Because
Which means maybe when we were growing up, we had mental health issues as well, but
According
it's just
to our
that it wasn't
parents.
recognized, right?
Yeah.
you were just
like-
labeled you problem child.
Yeah.
You were just difficult.
Just suck it up and just,
Couldn't focus in school.
do better.
Not
Now it's ADHD.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going back on air.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On Lornie Highway towards Brattle after the PIE, avoid the left lane of vehicles broken down. Also on the BKE towards Woodlands after the SLE exit, an accident has been spotted. As you go through your day, if you spot anything else, WhatsApp us 88550920.
We're back on The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for today is Adrian Choo from Career Agility International. And, our listeners and our viewers, are they divided?
I I think they're very vocal and emotional about the topic that we're talking about whether Singaporeans are hungry enough, including AL, or is it Al? I'm not sure. He says, or she, morning guys, maybe we fall into overfeeding our kids because of our traditional idea of inheritance. Like most people would chase wealth like crazy because they want to leave something behind, giving the descendants a better life, staying in air conditioned all day kind of life. Maybe we need to adjust our ideologies behind inheritance. Or all around us, the elites are doing it with trust funds and whatnot. And so a lot of us are aspiring that elite life because that seems to be what the image of success is. Inheritance, legacy, and wealth continuity. But we miss out on the important aspect of it all, education. That said, everyone should go camping once in a while. Just a shift of perspective will do us all good. I think camping is a great idea. And we're talking about not glamping, yeah? Camping.
Camping.
No air condition and no toilets.
I think us guys have done that enough for national service.
Do they still do it now, though? I don't know.
National
Do they?
service, yeah.
No,
What?
national service, yes. Camping? I don't know. I mean, they're doing push-ups on yoga mats nowadays. So it's true.
They still have to go out there into the jungles.
Okay.
You know, it's like field exercises.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll take your word for it.
I mean, I'd be
never-
surprised if they don't do that anymore. Your son just enlisted?
No,
he's out.
he ORD'd already.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, but you're right. They do
Field camps.
field camps and everything. But you're right. They do exercises on yoga
On
mats.
yoga mats.
They're doing Pilates.
That's fine, like,
and warm up,
actually.
which I think is great.
No, okay. No. Let me rephrase that. They're not doing exercises on yoga mats, which is fine. They're doing push-ups on yoga mats.
Oh, push-ups.
Yeah.
Because it's too hot for their hands to touch the cement.
Remember when we used to get calluses on our hands
nothing
and
wrong
everything?
with calluses.
But you see, years later, actually my hands are very smooth, right?
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah,
Very-
and you also
it's
do
all
your-
healed.
Yeah,
You know,
so-
so you're right. Unless you feel like they should like hurt their hands.
It's not about hurting your hands. It's
Then?
about it's about. I mean, you're in the military. Nowhere else in the world.
So what's the
But-
image, is it?
But I must say something. Okay, the army today is a lot different from the army that we grew up in.
is.
Right.
It
Because
is.
right now, even they're not even allowed to run around in the dorms or in the bunks because
Yeah.
it's a safety issue. They're not allowed to run up and down the staircase like what we did used to.
Oh
no
my God.
running in the hostels.
5 floors, okay?
Yeah, we used to run up and down like
They would
crazy,
ask
right?
us to carry our cupboards down
Yes.
as fast as possible down
and then
the
bring
front,
it up again.
put it in the parade square, and then get
I mean,
back up again.
it's about building boys to men, right?
Yeah, but
No, but that
That's
was
what it is.
ridiculous.
It was stupid, lah. That was
It was
stupid.
just the stupid things that were meant, you know, to
That your officers made
to
you
keep
do.
with us in our
Yeah.
hearts and in our
And-
minds
and
for
you
the rest
have-
of our
and
lives.
you have kept
Yeah.
it with you,
Yeah,
clearly.
thinking back, right? I mean, 101 things could have happened on the way down, right?
Yeah, correct. So
But
right now
did they?
it's
They didn't.
They didn't.
You see, you survived. You both turned out fine.
It's true, largely. But I think, but it's good. It's very well. I mean, as a parent, I'm happy. But I think this generation is treated differently, and I think it's fair because it's a different environment now. Even if you
It
look,
is.
Even if you look at warfare nowadays, you know, it's no longer out in the
It's
field. and running.
cyber.
It's cyber warfare.
Yeah.
It's all conducted using drones
Germ
and everything,
warfare,
right? Yeah,
yeah.
all these drones and all this. So it's hardly having to do a Rambo style in the jungle for weeks kind of thing. So I think it's different. Therefore, it's shifted, and I think also as a result as well, you know, the shift and the hunger for our kids, for the younger generation,
It's different.
it's different. I mean, they may not need to be as hungry as we were, but I think they should still be hungry because the people around the region, they are hungry.
And they need to learn the lessons because their parents are not going to be around forever
Yes.
to protect them.
Yes.
You know?
You know who we should be talking to about this as well?
Who?
Lawrence Wong.
Oh, yes,
So
I
I
agree.
mean, if he really does come in, you know, on the show, we need to talk to him about this because this is a problem. If the younger generation is not hungry, then our economy is going to suffer in future. I mean,
Yeah.
as it is right now, we are ranked 42.
Yes.
You know, in the best cities in the world.
Yeah.
I was so shocked when I saw our position. You know, because I consider Singapore one of the best cities in the world. If we had finished in the top 10, I would have been okay.
Okay with that.
But at number 42,
Yeah,
Why?
it is quite low
Yeah.
down on the list. It is.
are we not doing well enough?
Not according to the global standings.
Okay, let's continue to talk on the Big Show TV. Meantime, here's Zach Hood, weatherman on KISS 92. Right, 42 is, as I was telling Angel,
I couldn't understand that either.
yeah. Top 10, okay. Number 42, what happened?
Jonathan has come on and put something very interesting. Raise your children and spoil your grandchildren. Spoil your children and raise your grandchildren. I don't know what that means.
Which one is it?
Spoil your children and raise your grandchildren, or raise your children?
Raise your children. That means he's saying raise your children to be able to look after themselves. But when they have kids, you get to spoil your grandchildren, their kids, which I think is the proper way.
Yeah, and then you fall out, with your daughter.
That way your children.
Right?
No.
That's what happens, right? So I can't believe it. Here we are disciplining our kids like that, and then grandma and grandpa spoil them,
giving them ice cream all day.
Exactly. What the hell, man? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Grandchildren are meant to be spoiled.
And I think, something you said earlier, Angel, about inheritance and building a huge largesse for your kids.
Trust fund
And everything. I once joked with my kids, and they told me this. They asked me once, how much is your insurance debt?
They once asked you?
Yeah, they once just for the fun of it. They asked me. So I said, well, it's a lot, but you're not gonna get it because. Chances are, I don't intend to die anytime soon. Okay, I intend to die when I'm 80. When I'm 80, you're going to be about 50, and you got your own money and everything.
Yeah.
And I don't intend to give the money to the grandkids either.
Okay.
Because I may not know them. Whether you're gonna spoil them. You can imagine getting a huge chunk of money before you're even 20. So I said, I don't think anyone's gonna get money. I'm gonna
leave it to the big show. I mean, we're okay with that.
I'm gonna leave it to the dog or something. SPC or something. I have no idea. But I said, and it's just funny because I once went on a holiday and I met this European couple, and we were. It was in the middle of summer. It was hot, and then they told me that we are on a ski vacation. I said, what ski? This is summer. Ski, SKI. Spending our kids' inheritance.
So it's actually a savings for them.
Yeah. So I said, so whatever money, we're not gonna give it to them. We want to spend our kids' inheritance. So and I said, really? So, yeah, because they're both successful already. Both of them are lawyers and everything. So, we're not going to keep anything. We're just going to spend it.
So they saved it just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case the kids turn out to be absolute bums. They have something to protect them. But because they're both successful, why not spend it, right?
Yeah, absolutely spend it.
I love it.
So I like that idea as well. So whenever we go on vacation, I always tell my wife, it's a ski vacation. let's not save everything for them.
I love that. Yeah, enjoy life, right?
Enjoy life. Enjoy life.
Lavina has come on and said not everything is about making money. Time to focus on ourselves, our health, our families, and travel. Life is too short.
I think, kids who are born into families who are not rich, like I mentioned, right? I mean, my parents are not rich.
Yeah.
You tend to automatically get into that mode.
Yeah.
Hunger,
and not so much hunger, but a little bit more careful.
More street smart, I think. I think there's a lack of street smartness these days.
Because you never could get anything, let's say. You're not spoiled like the rest of your friends. The rest of your friends get to go for a holiday to Disneyland and all that. And that's just a dream for you.
I have friends whose parents buy them homes and stuff like that. And I think to myself, fantastic, because then everything that you earn, you can, either put into a savings or do whatever you want with it. Like, you don't have to worry about the roof over your head. Isn't that fabulous?
Yeah.
But people still complain.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember my mom used to tell me, pray really hard that your father's business booms. Then we can go for a holiday. Then we can bring you to Disneyland.
Did you pray hard?
I prayed so hard. Never happened.
Never happened. But have you been to Disneyland yet?
Of course.
Yes. Okay.
Now, I can travel anywhere I want, right?
Yeah.
And I can bring my mom as well. Dad's gone.
But I do believe that kids who grow up in harsh conditions
more resilient.
They're more resilient. They're more driven. I was one of those kids that didn't really. Yeah, so I didn't really have lots of good stuff, material stuff, and I find that I was a lot more driven because of that. I look at my friends, I had this obnoxious classmate in primary school. His dad used to work in Singapore Airlines, and every January he used to come and show all the photographs of Disneyland. Oh, I did this, I did that. I still remember back in 83, 84, and he showed me pictures of him standing next to the Battlestar Galactica, the Cylons.
Yeah.
And all the kids in class were like, oh, wow, so lucky. but
Yeah.
his dad got free tickets. So, but nonetheless, we were all very. So I think because of that, I wanted to I told myself, no, I got to provide that to my kids, and I got to work very hard. So throughout my whole life, I've been very driven on that. So I think
To be able to give your kids what you didn't get,
what
right?
I didn't get, right? Yeah. And also to get myself things that I couldn't afford when I was younger. So I think that kind of like what the earlier listener wrote, hard times build good people. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still very much the environment.
Yeah. Mylene has said, come on our Facebook. Oh, where's she gone? Hold on.
Disappeared.
Oh my gosh. I do not like Facebook for this very fact that when you're looking at something, here it is. The hustle culture is great, but for some, there is so much more to life than just money. Yes, having money is important too. I mean, can we ever do without money? But if we have a roof over our head, food on our table, health and family, shouldn't that be enough? Not everyone is chasing the hustle culture. Yeah.
But I would encourage my kids to do that.
No, hustle, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Hustle.
And then at some point, they would be able to think for themselves and go like, okay, now
whether they want to carry on, right?
Yeah. Now I have sufficient. I can enjoy myself a little bit more.
Yeah.
And they'll figure that out for themselves.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily a bad thing. A lot of parents don't like to emphasize money and the importance of money
But
because they
give them
feel
the
like their kids
tools.
will become materialistic. I think it's better to instill the sense of, okay, try and make as much money as you possibly can for your future and stuff like that, rather than money is not important.
But you see,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
making as much money as possible doesn't make you materialistic. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but for some parents, they think that way.
Yeah,
You see, it's
they
like
think so.
more money is evil.
Yeah,
It's like you
Yeah,
cannot
true,
emphasize
true,
too much about money because then they'll become
Money-minded,
materialistic
yeah.
and money is the root of all evil. That
Yeah,
kind of thing. You know what I
yeah.
mean? But it's a fact.
it's it's necessary.
Yeah, and at some point, as I said, when they grow up, they'll know, where to draw the line.
Yeah.
Know where to put their priorities.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to teach children the value of money
Yeah,
and
that's
the
critical.
hustle culture. I think the hustle culture is great.
That is, yeah, and I like the fact that there is a hustle culture in the younger kids, younger individuals nowadays. I see a lot of undergrads having side gigs and everything, and I like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And the
we're
intern stacking as
Going
well.
for a traffic update.
Intern stacking, yeah.
Life's pretty sweet, can be bitter.
Kiss 92 traffic.
If you're thinking of heading down Lornie Highway towards Brattle, look out after the PIE. Avoid the left lane because a vehicle has broken down there. Wherever you are today, stay safe.
So that means there's a little bit of a traffic tailback there then.
There might be.
Speaking of Lornie Highway, I tell you, I've said this so many times, I think the speed limit is a problem. That is, it's a highway. I know it's not an expressway, but it's a long stretch.
Yeah.
You put the speed limit at 70 kilometers an hour with a damn cop there most of the time
I got nailed
on the
once.
bridge.
I got nailed once.
Everyone is traveling at 50 kilometers an hour. And that's why there's always a major jam there.
Yeah.
Just increase it to like maybe 75 kilometers an hour. Maybe it'll help.
It is a highway after all, right? It's
Yeah.
like 5 lanes.
It is a highway. It's not a
Sometimes
road.
I don't know where their brains are, no, quite frankly. 70 for something like that. And then when it comes to a little slip road down that's going
You
up
gotta
to
change it
Brattle,
as well.
that's going down to Brattle, that is 60, followed by like 3 meters later, 50.
Oh, really?
I'm like, what?
Really? I didn't know that.
You notice that the next time around. It's
Okay.
like, who's doing these things? I don't understand. And if that whole little tiny stretch, 2-laner, to Brattle is 50 kilometers an hour, that highway is 70
It's a
kilometers an hour.
bottleneck.
Oh my God.
It's a bottleneck for sure.
It's and it's sickening sometimes trying to get home in the evening because everyone is traveling so slowly because of that overhead bridge right there.
cop
Everyone
on
feels
top.
that guy is
Cop
going
on
to be
top.
there,
The
right?
cop on top, yeah. I
50 kilometers an hour, jammed up all the time. Oh my goodness.
Okay, are you done ranting?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
done.
all
I'm
right.
done.
Matthew Lee is on our Facebook. He says, this is a good one. He says, there's always a trade-off. In human history, progress is built on the sacrifices of people who dedicated themselves to work at the expense of personal lives. We need both sides. We need hungry people who are willing to make sacrifices, but at the same time, we also can't have everyone doing it as it leads us to become a very transactional society.
True.
Somebody has come on our WhatsApp. Thanks so much for WhatsApping calling in. Oh, this is about the push-ups.
Okay.
This is about the army boys.
Okay.
I think someone who has not had to do push-ups on a hot tar road should not have so many comments.
Oh, that's you. That's
Oh,
you.
me, is it? Oh, well. No, I have not had the opportunity, but I wouldn't say no to it. We should get rid of the mindset that just because we older people suffered it, the younger generation should have to suffer it as well. We should focus on the objectives of the national service training. Suffering unnecessarily is definitely not one of those objectives.
Anon,
Who is it?
I'm with you.
Ministry of, what is it? For the Army? Ministry of Defense,
Yeah.
would it be? Okay,
Yes.
this is someone from there.
No,
100%.
no. But I'm with this person actually.
Okay,
Although
alright.
I wish you left your name.
Right.
But I really
called a
really
keyboard
did
warrior.
like kind of suffer, right? So hot tarmac and all that, blisters on my hands and stuff like that.
But now your hands are as soft as a baby's bottom.
No, but that's not the point. The point is I'm for these yoga mats. It
Okay.
doesn't matter.
Pink as well, your favorite
Sure.
color. Yeah.
Sure. You know why put these guys through all that? It's not necessary.
I agree.
They can still perform.
I agree with Glenn, because if you look at a lot of exercises we did when we were younger,
Yeah.
the star jumps. So damaging on your joints. Why do you even make them do it? So that's why nowadays the exercises are a lot more reasonable. It makes a lot more sense.
More sense, right?
Yeah, even things like
Remember
your,
log PT? Do you do
Oh,
log
yeah, I
PT?
did log PT.
That was one of the worst things ever.
What's log PT?
Log PT isn't like really logs,
Logs.
really heavy
logs. Oh,
Logs,
wow.
yeah.
Okay.
I think it's got to be like 200 kilograms or something like that, shared by maybe 8 people.
Right.
of different heights.
Yeah,
So it's like the taller one's got to carry more weight.
and you got to be coordinated.
Right.
If not, everything falls. And of course, you don't want to be picking up that heavy log from the ground because it's the hardest thing in the world.
Do you know they actually stopped standing broad jump?
Oh yeah.
Standing broad jump. Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think it makes sense because there are a lot of people were getting injured because it's very high impact. Even shuttle
In
run.
schools?
I don't know about in schools, but in the army, they've stopped that. Even for IPPT, I think. So they have relooked the whole thing, and I think there are certain things that don't need to be done. And I think they've
Right.
been very intelligent about reducing the stress on the joints. So I think that's a good move.
Even the way they did, we did sit-ups in school as well. We later on learned that they were not effective at all. The kind of sit-ups that we did,
Yeah,
as well.
Because you put your hands behind your head and your
your elbows are in, and you're pulling
Yeah.
and going all the way up.
Then what about the combat engineers? I mean, I was a combat engineer. I got cut by barbed wires all the time, and sometimes rusty barbed wires as well. Right? I mean, you put on the gloves, but you get cut all the time. I wonder whether they
They're
still do
doing
that.
it.
I'm sure they've come up with new and ingenious ways of torturing the NS men. I'm
According to
sure.
Winston, apparently they've removed pull-ups in the national service. I'm not sure about that. He's like, why remove
Yeah,
pull-ups?
I think it's just push-ups, sit-ups, and running. I think it's
Running,
if I'm not
right.
mistaken. Yeah.
Man,
It's like-
I was so jacked, man, I tell you, when I was in the army. Because, it's like 30 pull-ups before
Yeah.
having your meal.
But
You
we've learned
just
that
grow, man.
pull-ups are very good for you, especially as you get older, because you
Yeah.
need that wrist strength as well, right? Which is so
You think my
important.
biceps are big now? Oh my god, you should have seen me when I was with the combat engineers.
Photos.
Okay, at that time,
Yeah,
no,
we need proof.
no
we need
camera, no phone. You can't bring anything in.
proof. Yeah, that's true. They could
Yeah.
nowadays they're texting, they're videoing from camp, and all sorts of stuff. So
Okay. All right, Zac Efron and Zendaya are next. Rewrite the Stars on Kiss 92.
You know I want you.
Oh, that was on air.
oopsie.
Sometimes.
Oh
my God.
You were talking about the speed limit and
No
all on it.
way.
Yes,
Oh
yes,
my
yes,
goodness.
yes. You were. Yeah.
I'm probably going to get a call from someone later.
You're gonna see two cops on top now.
Oh my goodness.
But you're right. No, I agree with you on that one. That stretch is
Yeah.
What is this? Oh, about Mark
it's-
says our traffic speed limits are archaic.
Yeah, man.
actually.
Old limits that haven't been changed since my
No.
dad's time.
Yeah, and then some people who don't drive will now comment, you know how many accidents there have
Oh
been
my
and all that.
gosh, yeah.
Look, if you don't drive, just don't say anything. Right?
Much like if I
the
haven't gone to
drivers
the
will
army,
know.
I better not talk about it.
So
Really,
funny.
you won't know the frustrations of a driver here in Singapore.
But it doesn't make sense. 70 and then you go to
Does not
60
make
and 50
sense.
is
You
a
see,
bottleneck.
I'm not even asking for like even 80 right now.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you, you change it to 75, a person who's going at 50 might now, go at like 55 or 60.
Yeah.
There'll be a better flow.
Do you know what I find very effective? I think it's on Bedok North exit or something off the PIE. They have this somewhere along that stretch. They have this speedometer that's at the side of the turnoff.
Okay.
And I think that's very effective. That it shows you, it clocks the speed as you drive by.
Oh, tells you your
So
speed.
it tells you your speed as you
Okay.
drive by, and I think that's effective. They should have them on most turnoffs or wherever it is. Tell you what you're supposed to be at, and have that as well. Because then people actually, that's actually how fast I'm going.
Yeah.
It'll make it a lot smoother. Because every time
Yeah.
I've gone down the road, I'm like, oh, really? Am I going at that speed? And then you slow down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
I think for me, I find it effective. I'm not sure if anyone else does.
I don't know how bad the traffic is over there.
It's not.
It's not,
It's
right?
not. It's smooth. It's
Okay.
smooth. There's no bottleneck.
You do know that your car has a speedometer.
Yeah,
right?
I know, but nobody looks at it. Nobody looks at it these days, and
So like the whole
especially.
Sentosa thing, like you're going
Oh,
in
yeah,
and you
yeah.
see, thank you for
Thanks for letting
keeping
me
to
know.
the speed limit.
Yeah, and then
And-
there are cameras all over the place.
And nowadays with electric cars, people are driving faster
That's
because you
true.
don't feel the speed.
That's true. That's
you know?
true. That's true.
So I think it's a good. It's
But
a good idea.
it's so silly. It's like, yes, I was caught speeding. How fast were you
72.
driving? 72, 73, 75. And then you're made to feel like a criminal
Yes,
as well.
that's true.
Because I was speeding.
Leslie Lim has said, Angie, your speedometer tells you your speed. Yes, I know. And the name's Angel. Thank you very much. Yes, I know I drive as well.
Sometimes.
That's funny.
It's like even driving also. It's supposed to be a nice, relaxing, leisurely thing. We can't even have that. Because, there's a cop standing there on top of the overhead bridge, or I see an overhead bridge in the distance. I better start slowing down and look up and see whether there's anyone there. I think they should ban traffic cops standing on overhead bridges. You know what I mean?
They
They're
should just-
distracted. It's a danger, right?
I
It's a-
mean,
it's
if
a
you have
hazard.
the
It's a
guts,
hazard.
you stand on
Why
the same
don't they
level
just-
as everybody else.
No,
lah,
I
you
think
know
I
what mean?
think I think the top is only for vantage point. I don't think they're actually doing it because they want to hide. Are
No,
they
but
doing it
you know
because they
that,
want to
that,
hide?
that stretch there, right? The Lonnie stretch is slow as it is already. I mean, it's hard as it is already. You put a cop on top, everything gets even slower, right?
Yeah.
So, anyway,
Why don't they just put cameras? I don't get it.
no. Once again, all the people who are not driving are going like, but people are speeding and killing other people right now. No, if you don't drive, please don't say anything. Thank you. Okay, back to the topic. We gotta kind of close.
Yeah. So one thing
Soon,
that's
yeah.
so one thing that's interesting is people are saying that if you can be hungry and you want work-life balance, can you have both? And I think you could if you figure out how to be more productive, because our productivity is right at the bottom.
I think time management.
Time management, being more effective, leveraging AI or technology to make your work easier. So you want to have both. Work-life balance as well as hungry and money and everything. Sometimes something's got to give, but if you don't want to give either way, then you just got to figure out how to work smarter.
Yeah, I think AI is something that a lot of people need to pay attention to.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of taking up a course under like the Skills Future and all that for AI, just because it's everywhere.
Have you seen GPT 4.0?
Yeah, no, I
I've
haven't
heard
played
about
around.
it.
I
I've
haven't
heard
played
about
around
it.
No,
with
the
it
new
yet.
one. The new one
Yeah.
talks exactly like Scarlett Johansson in Her.
Her, yeah.
The new version of ChatGPT talks and
Okay, I need to download it.
it's so scary.
Is it
sounds
an
like
upgrade
sounds
or
like
is it a
human.
different app?
It's an upgrade.
It's an upgrade,
But you won't
okay.
get it now because it's not for the public, that version.
It's
The
beta,
talking
is
one.
it?
Yeah, you talk to it the same way you talk to a human being. And honestly, I can tell you that a lot of people are going to fall in love with that AI. Because she's charmed. She can crack jokes.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
She cracks jokes.
So she's like her.
Yes.
She's like
she,
her.
she pretends she likes you.
Oh,
So
she's
because
going to be
she-
a companion.
Yes. I can really see a lot of girlfriend.ai.
Or boyfriends as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but- so
Whatever
it's-
works, actually.
It's amazing, So I think things like this are gonna change the game. So we better figure out how to use it.
How
in
to
our
keep
work.
up. Yeah, keep up with it. It's very important.
As a matter of fact, I would like to confess right now to everyone who's watching that I am AI.
He's not actually here.
I'm not actually here. How about that? I heard this AI voice on Josh's show in the evening.
Did you?
Yeah.
And?
He's got what do you call an AI co-host.
Oh?
Yes.
Oh, right.
Very real,
That's
man.
cool. That's cool.
Or maybe it's Jillian.
Glenn Ong. Stop.
No, but he really does have an AI.
Oh, I haven't heard.
You haven't heard?
No, I haven't heard.
Oh my goodness.
That's
I don't know
cool.
why he's still using her.
Okay.
But when I first heard it, I was blown away, man.
She sounded
I'm like,
interesting.
we don't need you anymore, Josh.
Oh dear,
I
let's
kind
not.
of like the way this girl sounds in the evening.
Oh dear.
But he probably programmed this this
say-
female according to him.
And to reply what he wanted, because it's easy
Yeah.
to just have it recorded, right?
Right.
And then it's scripted and all
No,
that.
but-
Let's
but
not
the
give
new-
all the secret away.
No, but the new 4.0,
Yeah.
GP4.0, talks like a normal human being. You wouldn't even know that it's actually.
That's why ScarJo is trying to sue them, right?
Yeah,
For
that's
using the
right.
voice. Yeah.
But it's amazing. It was scary to the point because it's almost human. She can crack jokes with you. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
I'll send you guys a clip later on. It's scary.
Okay,
Okay, I'm
we're
looking
going
at
back
it now.
on one last time. Tyler with ART, you know? She mentioned ART.
ART,
Did you hear
your
ART?
ART.
Speaking of ARTs, COVID is on the rise. Huh? So
ART kits.
yes. So make sure you have some
Okay.
ART kits.
Took
Unless,
me a
of course, you
while.
absolutely don't care.
Yeah. And some people don't.
Okay. Anyway, we're with Adrian Choo from Career Agility International. Thank you once again for joining us today, Adrian.
Pleasure's all mine. And once again, even as we are moving into another weekend, question of today was, are we hungry enough? And I think, Singaporeans in general, we are hungry, but I think we need to teach our younger ones to be hungrier because of the competition from the region, because I think the world's changing very quickly. So we all need to inculcate the right values, especially into our kids.
Yeah.
How to be hungrier and how to drive harder, but also take time out to take the foot off the pedal, to smell the roses. And it's all about work-life balance and all about being productive, using technology and everything. So it's a whole basket of skills that we need to learn. And I think it's our job as parents or as seniors, as mentors, to coach and teach them how to thrive in this new environment.
Yeah, we got a lot of reminders today when we were talking to you. For example, you spoke about your somebody who was like 65 years old and wanted to go into some investment with a friend and lost everything.
Yeah.
Someone needs to hear this.
Of course.
And someone has heard it and perhaps maybe is changing his or her mind about a certain investment that they almost went into. And I think that's what people can take away from this show. So a few things there, a reminder to parents as well, and how to teach their kids. I think it's a great thing. Thank you very much, Adrian. And you know what? For next week, maybe we can talk about why Singapore is at number 42. Can you do a little bit of research on that?
Let's do that.
my
Because it still
gosh.
seems ridiculous to me.
You can't believe it.
We're such an awesome city.
You're like,
so
shouldn't it be at least
successful.
24,
Yeah,
not 42?
I get angry, when we're not up there. Look, as I said, a top 10 would be acceptable to me, but 42,
No.
no.
Okay. Let's do that next week.
Let's do that next
Why are
week.
we 42?
I'm angry.
Don't be angry.
Okay, thank you very much, Adrian.
Pleasure all mine.
Kiss 92.